the guilt super intensifies because many neurodivergent adults grew up hearing, "You're so smart. You have so much potential. Why is this so hard for you?"
Hey squirrels, welcome to ADHD, where ADHD isn't some clinical diagnosis, it's just life. I'm AV, your always honest tour guide through this beautiful mess. Over here, we're not about fixing yourself. We're about figuring out how to actually enjoy your life as you are. So grab a snack and let's go.
There's this thing I hear constantly from founders, parents, executives, and especially high capacity women. "I should be able to handle this." Not, "I want to." Not, "I like to." "I should." And when you don't handle it, you don't usually say, "I need help." You say, "I'll just do it myself. It's faster if I handle it. I don't want to burden anyone. Once things calm down, once it's organized, I'll delegate." But under all of that is something heavier. It's the quiet belief that needing help means that you're behind or incapable or failing. Hey, squirrels. Today is about dismantling that belief. Not with affirmations, but with reality. Because needing help is not a personal flaw, okay? It's not. It's a signal about capacity and systems and scale. And reframing support is one of the most important leadership shifts you will ever make. But let's start with the honest and uncomfortable truth. Asking for help feels unsafe. It doesn't just feel inconvenient, it feels unsafe. Unsafe to my identity, to my sense of competence, unsafe to how people perceive me. In a lot of cases, from your nervous system perspective, asking for help introduces uncertainty and dependence and a loss of control, which are very, very, very scary feelings for many, many people, especially those who learned early to be self-sufficient. Those things are historically not safe. It's historically not safe to be uncertain or dependent or out of control. And if you grew up needing to be the responsible one or to figure things out or minimize your needs or perform competence, then saying "I'll just do it myself" isn't about being arrogant, and it's not about being stubborn. It's adaptation. Like, that was a survival skill. The problem is that something that kept you safe at one point in your life can quietly sabotage you in another point of your life, and maybe not so quietly sabotage you. Because leadership and parenting and entrepreneurship are not solo endeavors. They require supports. They require distributed capacity. And that means you have to ask for help. When you avoid asking for help, what you're really doing is you're trying to protect yourself from a perceived risk at the cost of long-term sustainability. So let's talk about what the hell, shall we? First of all, I want to add in another layer. For the people who have asked for help and didn't get the kind of help that you needed. You asked for help and it was a display of weakness to people who were just waiting for you to display weakness, snakes in the grass who were waiting to bite your ankles. You've asked for help and you were shamed or ridiculed or told that you need to figure it out yourself. If you have asked for help before and you haven't gotten the help that you need, try again. You came to the wrong conclusion. Your conclusion was asking for help from that person is wrong. That person is the wrong person to ask for help. And then we don't ask for help from those people who can't help us in the way that we need and want to be helped. But don't give up on yourself and insist that you need to be alone just because history has told you that it's difficult. Now that we've said that, let's layer in another layer of context, the cultural and neurodivergent context, because this guilt doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? And I'm not talking about my Jewish culture. of guilt. I am talking about how culturally we glorify independence and hustle and self-made success and doing it all and just working a little bit harder and grit. And support is framed as something that like you've earned after you've proven yourself. Once you prove that you can do this on your own, then we're going to step in to support you. When you add neurodivergence into the mix, the guilt super intensifies because many neurodivergent adults grew up hearing, "You're so smart. You have so much potential. Why is this so hard for you? You just need to try a little bit harder. Everybody else manages this. I don't understand why you can't do it. If you're so smart, then why is this so hard for you?" So when support is needed, it's not neutral. It feels like I'm confirming a lifelong fear that something actually is wrong with me. That what I thought about myself and what people have told me about myself and what my history has confirmed about me actually is true. And that's why delegation can feel emotional instead of logistical. It makes all the sense in the world. It's why asking for help can trigger shame instead of relief. It makes sense. But you're an adult now and you're the one who gets to choose. You get to decide. So here's the reframe that matters. Because you're in control now, you can reframe anything however you want. Divergent brains often require more external structure. That doesn't mean you're less intelligent. You need more scaffolding, not more effort. Okay? And that's not failure, that's just your design. It just is what it is. Imagine you have a building, a gorgeous historical building in New York City, okay? And it needs scaffolding. It needs supports built up around it to keep it upright. And instead, they just get a bunch of people to like hold the building up. And they rotate them in and out like in shifts to make sure that the building stays solid from the outside. That would be an example of scaffolding versus effort. Because not every solution is designed for every problem. And who you are and the way that you do things matters. That's not to say you should do it yourself. And I'll do it myself costs you in every way. Definitely in the long term, but I would argue in the short term as well. I'll just do it myself sounds efficient. It sounds like you know how to do everything, like you've got everything under control. It feels controlled and it feels clean. But let's talk about the actual cost of doing everything yourself. When you do everything yourself, you cap your capacity and you become the bottleneck. There's only 24 hours in the day. Even if you worked every single hour of those 24 hours, you can still only build one thing at a time. If a funnel takes 4 hours to build, it's going to take 4 hours to build, no matter if you do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or delegate it to somebody else. And those 4 hours need to be spent. So are you going to take from your capacity to do that thing that somebody else can easily do? Are you going to defer it and wait and become the bottleneck on other people's tasks because you didn't accomplish the thing that you said that you were going to do because it's not something you should have been doing in the first place? What about rest? I'll just do it myself means that you're going to defer rest indefinitely. I'll rest when I'm dead. Even on the weekends, you're working to catch up for all of the tasks that you took over that other people could potentially do. And any gym rat knows that without rest days, you don't really reach your peak physique. And ultimately, you delay growth, both personally and professionally, because of how much you can actually physically get done on your own. The cost is not just time. It's the decision fatigue that we spoke about, chronic stress, reduced creativity, reactive leadership, which makes your team members upset with you because you're being reactive and they don't want to be around your energy and you're not ideating in the way that you used to and your face is all puffy because you're stressed out and you can't make a single more decision. Otherwise, you're literally going to lose your mind. And here's the part that people miss. Doing it yourself doesn't eliminate the work. The work still exists. It just concentrates all of the labor, all of the cognitive and emotional and logistical labor and the actual physically doing the thing inside of one person and one nervous system. So the system eventually overloads. Burnout isn't caused by working too much. You can work as much as you want to work. It's caused by holding too much alone for too long. You can hold it as long as you have people to hold it with. Trying to build a bridge with one singular cable, you need more cables to hold that bit up. It's just not possible to hold everything by yourself for ever and ever and ever and expect to grow and flourish. And I hear you screaming at me like, okay, that all sounds great. I've tried that. I've asked for help. One reason that people resist support is because they've experienced bad support in their life. Bad support is a bummer. Unclear help or inconsistent help or help that creates more work or help where the person thinks they're helping, but they're really not helping you. Like you told them they weren't helping, but they didn't really listen to the thing and they weren't really paying attention when you told them what good help would be. And now you're so frustrated. I know. I feel you. I hear you. I've been there. But the good news is that everything is within your control. So first of all, let's define what good support actually looks like. You know how you don't want to be helped. How do you want to be helped? What will support you? Good support, quality support reduces your decision load. It has clear roles and ownership. Good support operates with context, right? Like you need to know what's actually going on. You're not supposed to be guessing stuff. And it protects your energy instead of draining it. Okay? So let's take my previous example of pick up and drop off. I pick up in the afternoons, dad drops off in the mornings. Why was it like that? Because every single day I wasn't sure what his next day schedule was going to be. And then he would forget to tell me. And then maybe it was late and maybe I was planning on sleeping in or I was planning on waking up. Or I could have slept in and then he didn't tell me about it. And then I woke up early and I was annoyed. The challenge in that, first and foremost, was that it was framed as him supporting me. So the help that I was asking for was unclear. And then the help that I got was inconsistent. And it ultimately created more work because I needed to remember to ask or to find out whether he was actually able to pick up or drop off the kids. So when we're looking at what good support actually looks like, it has 4 qualities. Is it reduces your decision load. So now that by default, he takes in the morning and I pick up in the afternoon, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to make a decision of who is picking up. There's clear roles and ownership. It operates with context and not guesswork, right? Like we don't really know what is going to happen tomorrow, so we'll figure it out tomorrow. No, contextually, normally it can work that he takes them in the morning. So that is going to be the default position. And then it protects your energy instead of draining it. I am now able to prepare for my next day before I go to sleep, which is very, very crucially important to protecting my energy. And good support doesn't require constant micromanagement. It can't rely on you to hold everything together. It does not need to feel like babysitting. I personally love a babysitter. I love a body double. But if the support that you're getting is creating more friction, the issue isn't that you need less help. It's that the support that you're getting is unstructured. So you're not getting the support that you need. The resource is there, but it's being improperly utilized. So it might as well not be there at all. Let's talk about help because there's a bunch of different types of help in this world. There's like this like random help and then trained support. There's a critical distinction between the two, right? Random help is, and you can ask for random help from anybody, but it's asking someone last minute. It's explaining something from scratch every time. Right? Like you're rolling with the punches and then you fix mistakes after they happen. You wait for the thing to happen and then you fix it and then you maybe put a policy in place, maybe not. And random help is managing the helper emotionally. Like you're invested this helping relationship, right? The trained support is somebody who is onboarded, right? They know what they need to do. They're context aware. They have the information that they need. They're process driven. They know the steps that they have to take to get you to where you need to be. And they're designed to operate without constant input because they already know what they're doing. Random help adds cognitive load and trained support removes it, right? So like, let's take a traditional business person example. You are starting your business from scratch and you don't really know what to do. Random help is asking your friend to build you a website and they start building you a website, but it's not really working out the way you want it to. So then some other friend who also builds website offers help, or you ask them for help, and you're explaining everything from scratch each time, and you're kind of trying to describe your vision to them, and then it doesn't really come out the way you want it to. So you take a look at it and then you fix the things that you didn't really like. And then the person who is helping you out is getting frustrated because they didn't expect so much back and forth. And now everybody's frustrated and you still didn't get what you want. When I go to somebody for trained support and I say, hey, I need you to help me build a website, they're going to ask you some very specific questions and lead you down a very specific path. It's process driven and it's designed to operate without your constant input. It's designed to operate the way it's designed to operate because the person already knows what they're doing. Leadership maturity is knowing the difference between some random guy's help and trained support. And it also means not looking at all support and putting it in the category as random help. And most importantly, leadership maturity is recognizing that needing trained support is not a reflection of weakness. It's a reflection of scale. You got to a point where now you need trained support. That's freaking awesome. We want to get there. That's the goal. So we need to reframe support as leadership maturity. Are you ready for people to join your vision? So here's the shift that I want you to sit with. Needing help does not mean you're failing. It means the scope of your life has outgrown solo execution. It's time to go. It's time to grow. Strong leaders don't ask, can I do this myself? They ask, should I be the one doing this? If so, hell yeah, I'm gonna tackle it. If not, I know that I'm a strong enough leader and communicator to get the support that I need to get. Support is not a last resort. It's not just when you're drowning. It's an infrastructure decision that allows you to continue to scale within your control. Otherwise, when you promise too much and deliver too little, things fall out of your control, spiral out of your control faster than you could possibly imagine. And you end up disappointing people and damaging your reputation. Get support. And if this episode brought up something in you, resistance or relief or recognition, that's information for you. And one of the ways that we help people make sense of all of that at Alisto is through a capacity audit. How much can I handle? And this is not to judge. This is not to sell you something else or some sort of next step, but to honestly look at what are you carrying and what requires your unique skill, and how could you be supported differently to clear things off of your plate. And that's what the strategy call is for. It's with me, so come and meet me in person. And behind all of this work is the Alisto Academy, which is our in-house infrastructure that trains support teams to operate with context and clarity and care and compassion and calm. You don't need more willpower, okay? You don't need more motivation. You need better systems, and you need to share your load. Needing help doesn't mean you're failing. It means that you're ready to lead differently, and you're ready to do more. I'm so proud of you, squirrels. Keep it up. Keep it going. Keep rocking this new year. If you need more information about today's episode, check the show notes. All the information is there. And if you ever want to follow what we're doing, check us out everywhere at AVHD on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Spotify and all over the place. We can't wait to see you. And until next time, squirrels. Bye.